Hey, what's going down, guys? I believe this is episode 16 of the GOAT Show. We have a super cool guest coming on today. I actually met him when I very first started in the market, in the industry, and I remember scrolling TikTok and seeing his content. And so it's just been it's a real pleasure to actually have him, involved with the GOAT family now. And he has definitely a story, and he has some definitely insight on how to grow TikToks and different things like that. But he also has some other things he needs to talk about and maybe to help other people out there along their way in their journey. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let in my friend. I consider a friend. I've been known him for a long time, Mr. Guy Taylor.
G'day, Eric.
What's up, Guy? Man, I know you're a familiar face when people start seeing you and they're starting popping in. If you guys are catching this live, go ahead and comment #live, and on the replay #replay. If you guys know Guy, go ahead and there and put, you guys know him or recognize him from TikTok. So yeah, great to have you on the show, Guy. Yeah, man, it's been, 2 years now that I've known you, really. I think we jumped on a live once before, but as far as like really getting to know each other and talking about, experiences and like that, this is kind of like the first time. And it's kind of it's a good experience for me as well. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let you take the floor a little bit and tell them a little bit about yourself, like where you were at, kind of where you started and where you're at today and where you want to be, and we'll just go from there.
All right. Yeah, absolutely, mate. And yeah, thank you so much for having me on here. It's a bit of a privilege. I was pretty stoked when you reached out.
You're so welcome. You're very, very welcome. It's a privilege, and likewise, brother.
Yeah, man. So my story, I'll try and keep it, won't go on for too long, but a few years ago, I just started looking to see how I could make money, and you venture into the how to do it online. And I tried out a couple of things before I sort of found the proper affiliate marketing space, or the better way to do it. I actually, had a blog for a little bit, and it was affiliate marketing based, linked to Amazon, all that stuff. Gave that a go for a while, got nowhere. Got onto the print on demand bit for a little while.
Okay.
Got onto Redbubble, made my own Shopify store. Tried that for a little bit. I thought they were really cool designs, but it wasn't really until later when I stumbled across affiliate marketing again and high ticket affiliate marketing that I kind of learned more about how to market and realized why those things didn't work. So that was kind of a huge eye opener. So yeah, I sort of pushed those things aside and started jumping into the high ticket affiliate marketing, and it's a fantastic business model. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I got right into it. I did the little training that everyone talks about, and I actually did quite well from that point. When I started, I think it was in the wild, wild west of TikTok days. And I reached some pretty fast success in that. It was very cool. It was very overwhelming. But yeah, I reached my peak actually of followers within 2 months on TikTok. It was just insane. Went from 0 to 173,000 followers.
That's amazing. And you live in Australia, so you're in Australia right now. It's 2 a.m. or a little over past 2 right now, right? It's probably 2:04 in the morning. And so I'm going to do a shout out to you. Number one, you stayed up later than you normally do to just be on the show. But that's crazy. You jumped into a program, right, that we all know, and kind of it's one of the big ones out there. And you had some major success within 2 months. You were hitting 5-figure months, 4 or 5-figure months, and you already hit your TikTok to 170,000 followers. That's just like mind blowing, right? And so, yeah, that's mind blowing. So just talk about that. Like, what were you doing like during that time? Like, were you posting a lot of content? Like, what did you have a strategy? What were you doing? Because I know you went through the other program and all that stuff, and we'll talk more about that. But I'm blown away. 2 months, 170K.
Mainly, I just jumped straight into short form content. I'll be honest, I hardly did any talking posts at all. And this is what I mean about the TikTok wild, wild west. It was just, you could get growth. You could get, views on your content. Remember those days? But I I don't think I had anything too original, but I was doing the usual, seeing what everyone else was doing, but I was really trying to put my own spin on it
Good.
and try and put a bit of my humor in, a bit of my character into it. And I think that went a fair way. I didn't really get original in my content till a fair bit later, but I was just trying to put my own spin on it. And after about 3 weeks, I think it was, I had a viral post, which just did some amazing things. It hit 4.5 million views.
That's crazy.
I wasn't really prepared for that early, or what to do with that. So I did my very best to answer everything, try and communicate with all the people who were there, and grew that following. And then all the other posts also grew, which was absolutely amazing.
Do you remember what that post was that you got 4 million on? Like what was it about? Like, so that's the one that changed your life, probably, or that changed your situation at that time, right? Was that one video?
Skyrocketed. Yeah, skyrocketed everything. Yeah, it was just like, if you're sick of your job and you want help, I'm here, I can help.
Gotcha.
But I did it. It was that fun where you open a laptop and you click your pen. So many people have done that. But I slid into the view on my socks, just,
I remember that one.
Yeah. And people must have found that amusing, in those first 2 or 3 seconds. That's happening. So that got everyone's attention. And then it was just a quirky little fun thing. And I don't know, people appreciated it. And it wasn't actually, targeting anything specific. It was just, trying to get a bit of attention, and it worked.
So that content back then really worked and took off. I know there's another guy, he bit into an apple. I can't remember his name. He bit into the apple, and then he said something about Apple paying you money, right, through the apple. And he got like 4 million or 5 million views on that video, and it just took off, for him as well. So now, we're kind of coming to the point to where, is that content really working anymore? Because you said it was the wild, wild west back then, and I'm finding it a little bit more difficult myself to get traction on TikTok. Are you finding that same thing?
Oh, of course. And it really makes you, it makes you struggle. It's like, what content do I have to do to get some attraction and get some attention here? And I've gone trying to do a lot of talking posts now, and just trying to show people more of who I am, building the brand as such. And that stuff does not get traction. And it's kind of disappointing, because you put so much effort into it. And, you write your scripts, you film it, you put it together. It's not a 10-minute thing. And it's valuable content, and it doesn't get traction. So then you kind of revert to the, the short 7 to 15 second stuff to get a little bit of traction. And it's a challenge. It's absolutely a challenge.
Yeah, I picked up a new little strategy that I really been focusing on teaching the students, and I'm sure you're probably picking it up now in the 12-day, but is like really focus on, like, what I do is, like, I really try to focus on 1 or 2 pieces of viral content per week. And then I'm not really shooting for that to get a whole bunch of, like, I guess, more sales, just a whole bunch of more eyes. And then I'll put, for the next 5 days, nothing but value, right? So anybody that's engaged on that value piece of content will now be engaged on my valued content because it was viral. And everybody that didn't engage on my viral content, I'll just kick them off my friends list on my TikTok, right? So now then I have like a pretty, I guess, well-adapted TikToks where there's more people that are coming from the viral, looking at my value, relating with me, and then moving through the process, right? So I found that more of a tactic now. Before, it was just put out viral content, and that's all you really needed to do, and you're just like, that was it, right? But yeah, it's changed a little bit. So what have you changed up, in your business so far? Like, I know you jumped in with Passive Income Blueprints, but since the other program, I'm not going to talk anything bad about them whatsoever. But, from that program, were there things that you felt like you were lacking, that you felt like you needed to get? Because you hit a plateau, you said, right? Yeah. And then when you hit that plateau, what did you do next?
When I hit my first plateau, that big one, it was about 5 months in. I'd done very well up until that point, and then just the brick wall just sort of came upon me. And at that point in time, I had only ever invested $7 I'd done quite well.
Right.
I'll be honest, I'd learned so much from watching your lives, and from other people. Funnily enough, from Barb as well.
Oh yeah, she's right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
Mhm.
Barb. Barb was the first one to have me on a TikTok live together. I thought
Oh,
that was very cool.
love it.
So thanks, Barb. So at that point in time, I realized, okay, I need some more education. I need some more training.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to go down the LM path, and invest that amount. And I went down a different path and still invested a fair bit of money. And I went full on that. I'd sort of left the other one behind and just sort of attached all my efforts to this one.
Mhm.
And I learned a lot, no doubt about it. And I'm still part of that training program. So
Of course, yeah.
I still really appreciate that one. And there's so much to learn there. I don't know if it's the way I promoted it or the program. It's just, it really hasn't taken off.
Gotcha.
So I've been in limbo for a little while.
Okay.
And, I'm a type of person who likes to give it a go for a good amount of time before
Mhm.
I'll sort of walk away from anything. But I was at the point where I'm like, all right, I have to pivot. I have to make a change. As
Right.
much as I like this other one, I really have to pivot a little bit. And of course, I had to come into sort of your world, and because I've been following you for so long and supporting you all the way as much as I can. So it's time to get into that world. And it's been quite an eye opener since I came in. What I have mostly appreciated is the structure behind it. I can sort of really get behind that part.
Love it.
Having that calendar, the daily planner, that stuff's been fantastic. And whilst I've kind of been able to access stuff like that, I've never really adopted it.
Right.
So this is more forcing you to adopt it. And I think treat it more like a business rather than a side hustle.
100%.
Mm.
Yes, because I went through the same situation. I only bought the $7 course, but I didn't really go that direction either. I wanted the one-on-one help, and I found a mentor, right? And so, like, I totally see how right now you need to level up. Because all of the stuff you've been through, all of the the training courses you've been through, I feel like you've been doing this long enough. You're a coach and a mentor, right? I just don't think you have the belief in yourself that you can actually do that.
Oh yeah, man, I've got imposter syndrome, no
Right, I
doubt.
can see it. I can sense it, right? Because I've been in this business a little bit now, and I want to let you know right now, you don't have to fret because you should not feel that way, right? You do have a lot of value to provide based on your experience in this industry. The amount of money you've already made, legitimately, right? That can definitely help somebody else in scaling their businesses or even starting, right? The inspiration behind it. And so, I just want you to know that right now. And I think that's what happened is you hit that plateau and something was telling you, but you weren't listening, that you need to actually step outside your comfort zone and then, right. And then hit it hard. Now you see and recognize it's a business, right? Because now before it was a side hustle, it was kind of just copy and paste. Now it's more you're into it, right? Working on your business rather than in it, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. So so your posting schedule is definitely different than ours over here in the US. Being that it's like 2:15 over there right now in Australia. Do you find it a little bit maybe more difficult because you said you're targeting a little bit more Australian folks now, or more Aussies, but before you were targeting US, and that could be the changes to TikTok. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. When I first got into the game, I quickly realized back then that to get the most attention on my posts, I had to be posting at between sort of 6 and 7 a.m. my time.
Okay.
And that would get your evening. And that seemed to be a good time slot. And my posts later in the day just didn't get as much attention. Occasionally there would be one that would, but I'm not finding that is the same these days. So I am getting a little bit more traction in my afternoon.
Okay.
Could be because it's going to more Aussies. Could definitely be a factor. But I've kind of tried to steer away from, okay, let's try and pinpoint what's going to be the best time of day. If I've got content, let me just get it out there, because they pump it out slow now. You know,
Right,
you
they
might
do.
get 50 views on your first day, and you're just like,
Yeah.
but it'll slowly creep up. It'll hit its 250. It'll hit its 350, and then unless it's popular, it won't go any higher. So
So yeah, it's the same.
afternoons,
It's the same for
kind of.
us too. In the afternoons, what are you saying about the afternoons though?
My afternoons, I might do a post in the morning,
Uh-huh.
and I work normally, so I might do something in early afternoon, maybe late afternoon. That sometimes gets a little bit better traction. I might post nighttime, my time, and yeah, it's usually doesn't do well. So, funnily enough, my afternoon now seems to do a bit better.
100%. Yeah. So, man, it's like, we're experiencing the same thing where, we post a video and it takes forever even to get to 50. Yesterday, one stuck at 2 views and then it jumped up to 400 by the morning, right?
Yep.
And it was set for 2 views for like hours, it seemed like. And so we're experiencing the same thing. So I just want to let everybody else out there know that, individuals in Australia, US are still experiencing the same things on TikTok. That's big in the community. It's like, what happened to the traction? What happened to the traction? It's even gotten a little bit slower of, 2 or 3 months ago. Right. And so people are noticing it, but I just want to let everybody know it's just about putting that valued content out there and talking more, relating with your audience more. Cause I think you started you had your whole fame and you weren't even talking in your videos. Right. Is that what you're telling me? So let's talk about that. Like, you're hitting these high figure months, 4 or 5 figure months, consistently, and you weren't even talking in your videos. So let's talk about that. That's, you're an excellent teacher for that, for sure.
Yeah, man. Half the people didn't know I was Australian. They, thought I was American, and
That's
just
funny.
because that's where most of my market was. And it was, I don't know, I will say, regardless of whether I'm Australian or not, after a few months in the game, like, I was so amazed that people knew who I was. I jumped on one of your live ones and you're like, Guy Taylor, blah, 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 from Australia. I'm like,
dude, I stalked you, bro. I stalked your content because it was good. You came out professional. You had that, you had that authority figure about you. And I was just starting in the game and I was seeing the traction. I was seeing you on the leaderboard in that other company, LM or whatever. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna follow this dude. I'm gonna figure out what he's got going on. And yeah, absolutely. So when you jumped on the live, I was like, the Guy Taylor's here. You know what I mean? I was like almost starstruck at that point. I seriously was. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, and that was so surprising, because I'm an introvert at heart and have that imposter syndrome. So
Yeah.
that was kind of weird to get used to. And there were a few other Aussies who were sort of jumping in, and they'd reach out to me and just say, "Wow, you're doing awesome," and I'm just like, "Okay, thanks." Yeah, when you start talking and people start to realize you're Australian, that kind of brought a little bit of attention because there wasn't much of that I could see at the time. That's changed now. There are so many Aussies.
Yes, there are, for sure.
That I'm becoming familiar with getting into the game. It's really cool. So when I see some, I just say, hey, try to reach out. And if you want help, come see me.
Absolutely.
And it's really cool. There's a nice little community of people over here now, but it's definitely growing. It's pretty cool. I will say Aussies are far more skeptical than my US traffic. That's
Right.
for sure. We're a very skeptical bunch. No doubt about that.
All right. You got to break those barriers down, right? Those roadblocks and those fears. That's what your job is as being, an influencer and a creator and an authority figure, is to break those roadblocks down to help those people and, have them become not just problem aware, but solution aware, right? And then become product aware. That's what it's all about, is taking that transformation. And I just want to let you know right now, man, you inspire me to keep moving. So, you have inspired, you inspired me, I'm just letting you know, you've inspired a lot more people because you had 175,000 followers, 4 million views on videos, right? So I'm just letting you know right now, if you want to adapt that in your head and just take this to heart, that's okay. That you inspire me. So I'm sure you inspired a lot more people. So you're okay to take that leap or that plunge and to actually teaching somebody something that you know, because you know a lot. I know you do. I used to watch your lives. I used to watch everything. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I'm saying that's okay for you to be a coach, because for sure you know what you're talking about, brother. So I just want to let you know that you inspire a lot of people, for sure. So yeah, man, that's awesome. So now that I guess this is in motion, you're inside the Passive Income Blueprints community. What are you finding the most value, I guess you could say, for yourself? I guess you talked about the content planner, but like for a person that's just starting out, do you think it would be a good program for somebody that just never done affiliate marketing at all, just to get started and get their business up and running? Do you feel like it'd be something beneficial for somebody?
Now they've done 3 courses. Hang on, 3 courses.
3 courses.
And seeing how each one approaches new people and sort of what they offer them up front. This is by far the one that's going to get people set up and start their posting game. I had to do a lot of research when I first started this. There was the training, and I took as much of that as I could, but there was YouTube and stuff, and I figured out the funnels and the email. Everyone I've encountered, that's their biggest problem. This is the first course I've seen that pretty much goes real deep on what to do. It's great. You got your ClickFunnels, which I still use. I do the Aweber, I still do that. So that's super simple for me, but the templates make it super easy. It's copy and paste, get the account. I haven't really delved through the System.io training option yet. I'm considering it. But I just find that the detail you go to in getting people set up, it's not just here it is, go figure it out and be intuitive. It's like you're taking them through every single little part of the process. And you watch the training, you're like, I didn't know that. I've learned a lot. I've got many funnels, but it's like, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
They're the little nuggets I love in the training. It's like, yeah, I know about this. I know. Oh, I didn't know about that.
Right, indeed. Yeah, we're trying to throw stuff in there, as much as possible to help somebody so they don't have to go to Google or YouTube. Because, I found for myself, when I go to Google and YouTube trying to research something, I'm going down another rabbit hole. And then the next thing I know, I've got another offer in front of me I'm looking at, So it's not really good or, conductive to their growth, right? So, but yeah, it's awesome.
I love how you just get people set up on TikTok, the Q&A, what to put as their username, what to put as a title, how to stop shitty comments coming in, and, all those idiots. I was really impressed by the level of detail you go to make sure people start properly and just set up right from the start. So I remember my bio when I first started was shitty. And I'd play around with it every now and then, but when I saw your training on your direct marketing statement, I was like, I've never done that. I've kind of had some ideas, maybe didn't realize I was kind of doing it, but that sort of said, all right, well, now I'm going to help Gen X, people who are in debt, and I'm going to get them started on social media. I'm going to just get that ball rolling. And one of the big things I did realize in my other training, my other group that I'm part of, is it's not essentially my job to sell them your course, but it's my job to move them from doing nothing to starting, and then that stepping stone into your course. So that's where I'm going to be heavily focused and just moving them on to say, hey, become a creator. Let's get you on social media. Stop being a consumer, become a creator, get paid for it. This is a great way to do things.
Indeed.
And then if you want to get set up properly, hey.
Yeah, 100%. You're just bridging the gap, really, right? You're just providing the solution to their problem. And then you as the authority, I guess, is just finding out what their pain points are. And then you're just providing a solution to those pain points. And when you do that over and over again, they just come knocking at your door because you're the man to answer the questions. Absolutely. And it's amazing to have you on here, because I know I could see the future for yourself for sure. Because if you decide to be a coach, man, mentor, whatever you want to be, we provide a service to teach you that as well. Right. So
Yep.
we just want to let you know that you have the capabilities. Don't shortchange yourself whatsoever.
No, that's part of the long-term strategy. Absolutely.
100%. So what are you doing for work right now on your day-to-day, 9 to 5, if you don't mind, divulging that?
Well, I'll just go back briefly because it's
Yeah,
part
for
of the
sure.
bigger story, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's hear. I want to hear it.
Mate, I was in retail ever since I left high school, 25 years, working in various things. I was in photographics for about 10 years. This is
Okay.
just before digital cameras and just when they started coming out,
Okay.
1 megapixel cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Then I sort of switched across to the audio visual because, that's more fun for a guy to be in. And the funny thing is, I stayed in that up until I left retail, but during that time, I faced 3 redundancies in that industry. The last place I worked at was Bose, which is a pretty cool place to work at.
Mm-hmm.
But that's always a pretty stressful time when you face a redundancy. You're like, oh shit, what do I do? When's my next thing going to come along?
Right.
And one of the sort of 2 reasons I got into this game was so that if that ever happens again, I'm not going to be as stressed. I'm not going to be, thinking, how am I going to pay stuff? How am I going to pay for the
Right.
house and everything? So that was one of the big reasons. Funnily enough, the last redundancy was late 2019, just before the pandemic. But I'd been there a while. I had a bit of flexibility, so I took some time off. And I promised myself I'm not going back to retail. Never working Christmas
Right.
retail again. And I managed to get into an insurance company here. And so most of the time I work from home, which is very cool.
Not bad at all.
And I'm a test analyst. I test software. So
Okay.
it's something I can do on my laptop from home most of the time. I go in occasionally, but into the city. But that's pretty cool. I like this job. It's not stressful. It's not demanding. I'm not on my feet all day. I'm not working weekends or nights or, 60, 70-hour weeks. I do my
Gotcha.
40 hours. I do it from home most of the time. So I like that. And that gives me the time to do this on the side. So
Beautiful. Yeah, you have all the time in the world, really. You're still with your family all the time. That's the time and freedom, right?
yes.
That's what it's all about, really. And so before the pandemic, you were working basically out in the field in a sense, or right now after the pandemic, you started working from home. Is that how that kind of took place?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was working in retail. So in a big shopping center and one of the stores
Oh, gotcha.
there, and I was managing that. So it's dealing with all the people's problems and stuff, all the operational jobs aspects that go along with that. And I got pretty stressed over the years and built up sort of high blood pressure and hypertension. So that's something I sort of live with now and try to do my best to control.
Right.
But when you can walk away from that, it's such a good feeling. I'm one of those people who's not trying to leave their job and replace it with this as such. For me, I do this so I can have extra income.
Gotcha.
I don't want to replace one with the other. I want the additional. I
Right.
want to replace my
Vacations and stuff, right?
vacations, paying off debt. My wife's actually from New York, so
Oh, cool.
make sure she can go see her brother, anytime, who still lives over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go over there as well. Of course.
Yeah.
So many places.
When you do, make
Yeah.
sure you talk to Anthony. He's in New York.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, make sure you check out Anthony. He's over there in the neck of the woods. He'd probably love to meet with you.
Yeah, man, I'll absolutely do that. But yeah, so I'm very happy with what I'm doing. I just want to make this better.
Right, 100%.
And improve it. Yeah. Be
Absolutely.
what it can be.
So yeah, that's awesome, man. Sitting in Australia, how's the weather out there? Like all the time, just nice and warm and beautiful, huh?
It's very warm. I live in Queensland, so it never snows. We never have that sort of cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually never seen snow, so that's one of the things I'll be doing very soon.
Yeah,
Yeah, so really nice weather, mate. Queensland's great. The whole Australia's great in comparison to a
I'm
lot
gonna
of.
have to check it out. Everything out there can kill you though, like all the bugs and Scorpions, everything, right?
I don't see too many scorpions. We've got the snakes.
The snakes and stuff. Huh?
So many spiders. You get used to that. Um,
It's cool though.
you never see kangaroos or koalas. They're just
No, never, huh? They're out, they're out in the safari or whatever, huh?
Yeah,
Or
it's,
how
it's
that
rare that
works.
you see it unless you live out in the bush.
Bush, yeah, the bush. There you go.
That's where you see it. But lots of spiders. I will say that.
Man, it's all right though. Working from home, kicking in Australia, you can't beat that. Right by the ocean.
Not far, mate. Not far
Not
at
far.
all. You've
Beautiful.
probably heard of the Gold Coast in
Yeah,
Australia. Yeah.
yeah.
We're about 100 k's north of that in Brisbane, the capital city of Queensland, and about 100 k's north of me. So that's south. But if I go 100 k's north, I've got the Sunshine Coast. So we got some spectacular beaches. Byron Bay is just a little bit further south than the Gold Coast. That's where Chris Hemsworth lives.
Got it, man. That's
Beautiful. Beautiful place. Beautiful part of the country.
That's beautiful, man. And then working from home, loving it. So like as far as like the affiliate marketing game in Australia, it's just now starting to take off, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's a good thing.
Oh, it's great. I will say it's probably the majority of people I see are younger. I think younger generation are sort of more earlier adopters of things, so they got no fear. They'll just jump in and do it. I'm trying to sort of target Gen X a little bit. That's me. And as I said, a little bit more skeptical. So you got to try a little harder to win them over. But there's definitely a growing audience, and it's fantastic to see. I felt like I was here sort of plugging it for a little bit, just a few other people popping up, but now they're just everywhere. It's awesome.
I was thinking about making a PIB Australia.
Yeah, you mentioned that. That's kind of exciting.
A long time ago. Actually, Allison kind of brought it up a long time ago. She said mentioned something in a comment or on a post or something. I remember I seen it, and it's a really good idea because I think it's a really good growing part of the world for affiliate marketing, and people are starting to open up their eyes a little bit more and become more accustomed and let down their guard a little bit more. And individuals like Guy Taylor is helping pave that way, right? And I think it'd be a good opportunity for a lot of individuals out there. I'm not sure how I'd structure it or anything like that. I could definitely offer them, more promotion as far as, because what's the exchange rate? So like if the American dollar it's better right over there.
It's good. Well, when we earn something, US based, pretty much times that by 1.5.
Oh, beautiful.
And that's the Aussie dollar.
Yeah, beautiful. So the only thing that really costs initially is that initial investment. It's going to cost a little bit more, but you're definitely going to double your money in the end. So it's like you're quadruple or however you want to look at it, right? 1.5 at the end on every transaction. So that's eventually going to increase.
Yeah, you always see the Aussies, when they talk about their income claims and stuff like that. They're like, "Yeah, I made, let's say, $1,000 American, but it's 1,500 Australian." That's
right.
It just makes the Aussies and New Zealand people just go, "Ooh."
Right. So you got to promote more of that, and then when they see that value there, that would be, I love that. Just that, exchange rate. And it's like, for Canada, it's the same kind of situation, about the same 1.5, right around there. And so, it's, it's very lucrative, especially if you're targeting, US citizens or in general, Australians that would love to start this business, man, it's awesome. It's good to have, we really have people from almost all over the world now, so we have some I think one from South America now, and we have one from Australia, Canada. So it's starting to fill up, man. It's a beautiful thing. We're spreading the value.
It's global, isn't it? That's the great thing about this game. It's global.
Man, it's amazing. It's what it is, right? It's not bad to help somebody neither. In the programs and trainings I've been through, it's like everybody wants to kind of gatekeep all the information, and they don't want to like give it to you. They want you to go find it yourself. But it's just so much easier, I think, when people have so much more faster success. When you don't gatekeep that information, you just give it all to them. And if they take action, then they'll have success. But if they don't, then they won't, right? It's just that simple.
Look, I can speak from experience there. Take action, crazy things can happen. Just sort of touching on TikTok's, being a bit hard for everyone at the moment. I started doing the omnipresence thing and went out to Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts and all that. Facebook Reels got pretty crazy there for a little bit for me. I had another post go 4 million, which was just insane. But you put that same piece of content out to another platform, you'll be so surprised what traction it might get there. And the cool thing is that's an entirely different audience who's not on TikTok, so and probably for me trying to get more Gen X people, there's more Gen X people on Facebook than there is on TikTok. So it kind of helps out in that respect. So it's really good. But big focus for me this year is definitely going to be, delving more into what you can do for my business. But Facebook group, I really want to build that up. I want to focus on getting my email list back up because it was pretty high at one point, but it's sort of dripped down. So we really want to build that up so I can go down the email marketing path a little bit more and do more of that. But use the content, which I've done very well with, to sort of grow those things. And I want to brand myself more, which is, Barb talked about that long time ago, and I didn't really get it back then. But now it's just all resonating. So
that's good. And, better sooner than later. But, it's great that we have Michelle Spark inside of our community now as well. She's one of our coaches in the higher ticket as well, but she's in the 12-day still answering questions and helping out too. And she's really good with Facebook. So, she's actually helping us out here at Passive Income Blueprints to build a phenomenal Facebook training that's coming out here soon. It's going to be more directed towards the roadmap, but there will be some assets set inside the Facebook or inside the 12-day just extended kind of training things. But other than that, you're right on the right track for taking people from I guess TikTok or from Reels and bring them into your community, and that's where you can really start nurturing them. So that's awesome. So do you have any action steps? Do you have the Facebook group built? Let me see here real quick. I have your banners here. So let's talk about your TikTok real quick. We have 2 TikToks here. Now let's talk about the first one, Guy Taylor, the first one. And then, so that's your very first one, I'm assuming. Are you still active on that account?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to let that go and not sort of touch it. So
100%.
I'm kind of just drawn to that one more, but then occasionally I'll sort of switch and I'll go, all right, I'm going to focus on the other one for a bit. And I focused on it till I got to 1,000, and then that appeal sort of ran away. So I went back to my main one.
Right. 100%. So, for me too.
So I've got those on TikTok. Facebook, I've got the same. I've got Guy T. Taylor for Facebook, just my page. And I basically just share a lot of the TikTok stuff across to there. My Facebook group's pretty simple. It's just affiliate marketing with Guy Taylor.
Okay, I'm not sure if I've seen that one here.
It may not be there.
Oh, I got it right here. So we got this here, guys. Let me put this up here. I want you guys to join his groups and, show some love. He's going to be jumping into the Facebook world now and providing that value. So go ahead and here's his Facebook group right here as well. So screenshot it, but let's talk about that group. What are your plans with your Facebook group? Are you starting to building it? You have it built now, or like where are you at in that process?
Look, it's been there for about 6 months. I dabble with it every now and then. I really haven't given it full commitment. I probably will do more of the training, as you say, the coaching side of things in there, probably more than anywhere else, and just offer up short trainings, have some good documents on there that people can do. I just finished my first ebook, so I finally, got an ebook for lead generation. So, that's in there. I'll probably focus a lot on helping people with content. I think that's where my strength is at this point in time, and try and help people. I'm just stoked to see people get started, start a page, start creating some content. That excites me.
Indeed.
That's the stuff that excites me. So I want to build up there, and as you say, just teach them everything I know. It'll pay off dividends down the road, but just develop my teaching style, and
100%.
That's what I focus on there.
Jump in, guys, Facebook group. There's a lot of knowledge up here. He's going to be, implementing inside that Facebook group, and it's been active for 6 months now. So, jump in there, find out what's going on. With you guys jumping in there is going to help him build it, believe it or not. By you guys asking questions, going to give him ideas on what content to come out with. Because even though he knows it, sometimes your guys' questions will spark ideas in our heads on what to teach you, right? Because we sometimes don't know exactly what you're struggling with entirely, right? We don't know what you want to learn entirely. But when you guys get in these Facebook groups, take part, be part of them, stay active in them. I'm not saying just jump in mine in guys or guys only or whatever, but when you're in a Facebook group, see what kind of activities going on there. See if your questions are getting answered. See if there's a guide section with some assets, so you can actually get some value out of these Facebook groups. So you're not wasting your time in there getting poached by people that don't really truly want to help you. And, you got to kind of just do your due diligence, but you'll find these groups out there. There's a few of them. And Guy Taylor, I guarantee you, is going to be one of them as he starts ramping it up. 100%. So, yeah, 100%. And I'm super stoked to actually, getting an invite. I'm not even sure if I'm part of it. I get so many friend invites and group invites daily. It's nuts. But if I haven't got one, send me an invite for it, and I'll come in there and support you as well.
We'll do, mate. We'll do.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions for Guy at all? I want to definitely, kind of throw it out there. Guy's a trailblazer. All right. I have no idea what affiliate marketing is. Well,
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. That's Facebook user. I'm not sure who that is, but if it says Facebook user, like it says on my screen here, that means you didn't go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, and you could find that link outside of this live on the top of the post. You'll see, or actually on the bottom of the post, you'll be able to click that link, and you're not signing up for anything. You're just authorizing StreamYard to basically get the data or your name and bring it into the stream, so we can actually view who you are, because it just says Facebook user. But I see that you commented a lot, and that might be, I see Mima. Retire with Mima, maybe.
Mima.
Okay, that might be who it is. All right.
Terry,
how you doing? At work. She might be at work or something. So yeah, but other than that, man, is there any questions? Drop your questions in there. And if you have Vivian about affiliate marketing, I don't want to go into the full gist of it, but if you were to go track down Guy, go to one of his links right here. If you go to Guy Taylor on TikTok, the very first one here. Guy T. Taylor. There you go. 2 T's. Guy T. Taylor. On TikTok, you can find out what affiliate marketing is. You'll find out the basics, all those different, everything you need to know. Right? If you have any more questions, I'm sure you could reach out to him specifically and ask him. Right?
Absolutely.
Let me see here. We got some questions coming in. All right. Yeah. What's the Facebook link? Here we go. The Facebook link for Guy is right here.
That's my group.
Go Facebook, Facebook for his group.
Yeah, or just go to my page. It's just Guy T. Taylor, same as my TikTok.
There you go. So screenshot it, guys, so you can save it in your phone. I'm not going to keep them up forever because we have some more comments coming in. But yeah, so that's Facebook group, Facebook page, and his 2 TikToks right here. So screenshot.
Try to keep the same name across the platform.
Yeah, just keeping it omnipresent, like keeping it congruent, right? So screenshot, and screenshot. Gotcha. All right, next one coming in. Let's see here. Just want to thank you and Guy for your time. Great value. Hey, Greg, all day long.
Not a problem, Greg.
Thanks for showing up. Let me see here. Yes, working and watching on the slide. Love it. Thank you, Retire Mima.
Thanks, Terry.
Terry's awesome. And then how long does it take to automate everything? How long did it take you, say, not coming from me, just coming from you, jumping in the 12-day, how long would you say if they sat down and at their computer, going through our training, how long would it take to automate everything?
2 to 3 days.
There you go. And that's a business build.
That's taking your time.
So there you go. That's, you're not going to find yourself going to Google at all. And then there's also Q&A that happens every Monday live with Barb McGowan and Anthony Arfine. They answer all of your guys' questions, and they stay there until all questions are answered. So you'll go through the training. Go ahead.
They're gold. Those I love those. Like, people are just, you're going to be afraid to ask questions. Other people are going to ask it, and these things are going to get answered, and you're just going to get all that value from it. That's that's the best part of these things. And these sessions, it's 100% that. It's not anything else. It's just, what do you need help with? I love those things. There, I try to get in on everyone.
Yeah,
They're
and
fantastic.
yeah, they're awesome. And it just helps so much, right? So yeah, to answer your original question, about 3 days. If you're slow about it, maybe 4, right? Let me see here. This was great. Thank you very much, Jackie.
Thanks, Jackie.
We're on with Star. I'm telling you right now, like, you guys, when I first started, this is the guy that you'll want to be sitting down with for sure. Thanks for this, Lord. Great info, or Lord of great info. Perfect. Who's this right here? Tyler. What's up, guy? How's it going, Eric? How are you doing?
Hey, Tyler.
We got here. Thanks for this. Lots of great info. You're very welcome. Great information for a newbie.
Yes, absolutely.
Best coaches ever. Thank you very much. Here's a question. Can you teach to automate if we don't want to use ClickFunnels or some other softwares you use? Yeah, you can automate through, I guess, just a Facebook group and another profile, maybe TikTok. So you just bring them in through your TikTok, bring them in your Facebook group, and that's your automation right there. You might have to do a little bit of heavy lifting within the DMs or, throw a post out there. But yeah, you don't have to use anything. You don't even have to have any automations at all, truthfully.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. They don't even have a normal funnel. They use Facebook. There's software you can get. I'm not too familiar with which ones work through Facebook. You can make a group, I'm told, and within your questions, get something automated so it adds them to your email list and stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
I've heard. I haven't done that.
Yeah, there's so much. Group leads, group convert, and then there's the AI tools that will grab specific comments and they'll send them in directions you want them to send them, and it does all kinds of crazy things. But yeah, to answer your question, you don't need to have any kind of fancy funnels or softwares to do a high-ticket affiliate marketing business. It'll be a little bit more work on your part, but still, Facebook and TikTok will do the heavy lifting for the most part if you do it right.
Like System.io would be at a minimum. It costs nothing to start.
Right, they're free.
It's free. It does them both. It's the funnel and the email. It's pretty cool. If you just have your social media, whether it's Facebook Reels or you have your TikTok,
right.
Start there if you haven't got anything yet.
Easy, right? Don't let that stop you, 100%. And all the training for everything that you guys are talking about right now is all located in Guy's link. Just happened to see this while scrolling. So glad I did. Make sure you catch the replay.
Thanks, Robbie.
Robbie, make sure you catch the replay. So lots of value. Guy told some of his story. It was just super inspirational. So make sure you guys catch it on the replay. All right. How did you overcome someone asking about how much it costs?
What are they going to get from it? What's the value that they might get from that training for them? Sometimes it takes a little bit of DM to find out what sort of things they value and what they struggle with. But you can sort of not answer directly, but just sort of switch the conversation to see, what do you need? What do you want to achieve? What troubles are you having? And then maybe introduce okay, it's an investment that could produce this benefit for you. And try not to just focus on money benefit. Try to focus on, if you're in debt, it could help you, reduce your debt down. Or if you can get real good, focus on something emotional for them. And that will
indeed
help them make that decision to make the investment. But it's always an investment. It's a tricky one. I was in sales for a long time. I know all about that. But it's sort of switching the conversation to them and what is a priority for them.
Right. Find out what the pain points are, and what tools or what vehicle do we have to give them for a solution. And you pinpoint it right there. What is trouble in your life and what are you willing to do for it, right? So if I can help you get out of debt in a year and possibly quit your job, what would it be worth to you? Right? Would you be willing to pay for that? Absolutely. Well, how much would you be willing to pay? Would you pay $5,000 for that? Would you be willing to pay $5,000 to get out of debt in a year and possibly quit your job? Well, absolutely. Well, let me get you signed up. Here's where we go, right? So that's what it's all about, is hitting those pain points, like you said, and then delivering a vehicle, which is the solution. And then they have nothing else to do but say yes and invest, right?
Yep.
Because you broke down all the pain points, all the things, and you showed them a way out, right? There's a lot more to it, but basically, guys just said it.
First thing I try and do, like, I know you're trying to avoid just telling what it costs, but just start a general conversation and see if there's something that you have in common with them. That goes a long way to just gaining trust from people. People love to talk to people they can relate to in some way. So if they have, you know, something that they also do that's the same, that can go a long way. And then your conversation just gets more relaxed and it can be more natural.
Indeed. And that's when, you know, relating with your audience and actually asking questions and, you know, what people need for help, and the Facebook group, right? That's where all this can really take place and come to life, truthfully. Let me see here. All right. The cost is less than groceries, and I value never gets wasted. No. Yeah, so it's less than a bag of groceries. That's all you have to say, truthfully, right? Because groceries now are what? You know, they're expensive. They ain't cheap, but, you know, considering, you know, a bag of groceries.
Man, I go to the shops just to get something for dinner and spend $70.
It's ridiculous.
Insane,
you know? Yeah. And then you find yourself eating frozen food because you're trying to get chicken, but it's like $5 a pound. It's like, what the, you know, like, I want to eat healthy here, right? But yeah. So yeah, it costs less than a bag of groceries and you get tons of value. It's always there. It's a lifetime program. You're never going to get kicked out, right?
Awesome.
You don't have to finish it in 12 days. It's awesome. You know, we're here for life, you know, and it's great. So yeah, I don't want to keep you up too much longer, my brother. You know, it's getting late. It's about 3:00 a.m. right there. You have probably some things to do today. Right. So yeah, other than that, man, it's been great meeting with you, Guy. Great, you know, I hope we do it again for sure. I know, I already know what's going to happen with you and your success from this point forward, by you being a part of Passive Income Blueprints and in the action that you take. So, you know, it's super, super great to have you on, my brother.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'd love to do this in the future again and maybe see some awesome results. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes, 100%. I'll try to get you the replay for sure. I was sending the replay to everybody, but there's a link and they're only able to watch it. So I got to go ahead and download all the videos now and send them out on replay, but they are located on my YouTube channel either way. But yeah, I thank you again, brother. You have a blessed day. If there's anything you want to take us out with, go ahead and take us out and then we'll call it from there.
For anyone who just is on the fence, just start. And for me, it doesn't have to be about setting up funnels and doing all those back end things. It's just a simple case of create an account on TikTok or Facebook or whatever you're comfortable with. And let's just start being a creator rather than a consumer. That's your stepping stone to much bigger things. So start to become a creator. That's my big thing.
Become a creator, guys. Don't be a standby guy on the sidelines, right? Just take action, right? Take action with Guy Taylor.
Paid.
That's good. I like that. Take action with Guy Taylor.
Awesome.
Right? All right, brother. Hey, you have a blessed day. Get yourself some rest, and I will see you on the inside.
See you later.
All right, brother. All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap. It was a great interview, man. I can't wait to probably go watch this again, right? If you guys miss it, go ahead and go back and watch it, right? Catch it on the replay. If it's hashtag replay, you know what to do. Hashtag live. But other than that, guys, if you guys have not already registered for the GOAT show, text GOATs, all capital letters, plural, GOATS, to 21,000. We go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Eastern. All right. With that being said, you guys have a blessed day, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace.